hang on. I've got to get this out the way.
The music.
We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and the music is playing. And here comes Instagram. She's struggling in the door. There she goes. Why are we hearing multiples? I'm not sure why I'm getting an echo. Are you getting an echo?
I'm not getting an echo.
Okay. Echo cancellation is... All right. We are live on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. My God, we're just internet wide.
Hi, internet.
Can I? Okay, I'm going to get you to start talking because
Okay.
I am getting so much echo happening.
Well, I know what the first thing I want to say. It's the Working Actor NYC. That's Benjamin House.
That's Patrick Richwood.
And we're here live to talk to all our lovely, fabulous colleagues and friends and community and tribe about all things the Working Actor NYC. But that doesn't mean you have to be a working actor or in NYC, does it?
Oh my God, that's it.
What's the matter, Benjamin?
Okay, so I'm hearing like 3 different echoes of the same thing. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay.
This is what it looks like when someone's finally there's one marble left.
Okay.
Can you hear it rattling around in there?
I had the page open on YouTube, and so I was hearing it live. I was hearing it on YouTube.
Oh God.
I was just getting complete overwhelmed. Welcome to the Working Actor NYC, the Working Actor NYC live podcast with Patrick Richwood and Benjamin House. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to do a quick field report because I had a super interesting couple of experiences this week. One was that I went to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation and I did a branding workshop. And this is an exercise that I think you have done in Los Angeles before, or maybe a friend of yours has done in Los Angeles before. It's built on an exercise that was created, I think, at the acting workshop in Los Angeles in the 90s. But they ended up sending me... There were like 15, participants in this workshop. And all you had to do was sit in a chair for 3 minutes or stand there without speaking. And people would check off, make marks on a checklist of...
Is he a cat person, a dog person?
Well,
principal or teacher, parent or brother, right?
So there was a visual summary. My visuals, most common visuals were sophisticated and upscale.
How far away from these people were you? Was this at the Muni in St. Louis?
My essence, though I got friendly, charismatic, smart, and helpful. So I felt like that was accurate.
3 of those things are true. I'm just gonna fuck
you have to decide which ones.
Yeah. Exactly.
For my type, I got dad, suit, white collar, and intellectual.
Yeah. I could see all that because you even say that.
And then the most common profession that I got, sommelier. I can't even spell it.
That's good. I'm impressed that you pronounced it.
Sommelier, college professor, and art sales.
Yeah, like one of those, snooty art at an art gallery. Oh, yeah, there you go.
This is by an important artist named Dandon Fouetté, and it represents the deterioration of the contemporary music scene. And what it's really expressing is how materials are shaping our lives, and we need to let our intuition take over. I can see that.
And now I'll leave you with the piece.
That'll be $78,000, please.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was
There's
fun.
big money in there.
I was actually surprised, sort of how kind of accurate it was to the branding that I put out for myself.
Yeah, that is accurate to the branding you put out for yourself. Well done.
Yeah. So I'm glad that other people see that.
It's great to get confirmation. I mean, I think probably a lot of people were there to find out what their thing is, but you already know from your years of experience, and not only do you know like from your gut, but also like you always say, from the proof. It's like, what roles do I get cast in?
What roles am I
here we
getting
go.
cast in? And that's where
And have, right? And so it's different on stage, of course, than it is on film to some degree, because there's wider scope.
I think, there's more variety there available to you. Yeah.
But you got to get confirmation. You got to get like, okay, it's valid. That's valid, and I think that's good, because we work in such a fucking vacuum.
I did wonder, because we've talked about this on a previous podcast about the difference between type and branding. And type is one part of branding. Branding can be so much more, so much broader. And I had wondered whether or not this workshop was going to get into, okay, now that you know what it is, here's how to use it. And they touched on it a little bit. So I was, I think,
still just as elusive as ever.
Well,
that's a slippery subject. Remember when we talked about it?
Hi, Jafar, Jackson Edits. Thanks for joining us. Yo. Back at Desert XM. Hi to our friends on Hi Molly Barber. Thanks for joining us on TikTok. If you were interested in looking at Patrick as well as instead of just me, Pac-Man Hackman says hi. If you're interested in looking at Patrick as well as my face, hit the link in my link tree, and that'll send you over to the full regalia and full shenanigans. And we have visuals today as well. So
when I talk, do they see me? And when you talk, do they see you on TikTok? Because I see us both long ways.
It's both, yeah. So there's a vertical version on on TikTok. It's just me, because TikTok won't let me access the third-party program that you and I use. We're here on StreamYard.
I never knew that all this time. I never knew that. I feel
you're not on the TikTok. TikTok's on my phone.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
See, TikTok's over the.
Yeah. I can't show you, but I'm looking at my computer, so I can't show you. You're not on my phone. But wait. So now you're muted. Now you're completely muted. Look, we screwed it up. Just that one little thing. This is so much fun. I love watching Benjamin just sort of like, learn the learning curve of it all. And I don't have to do any of it. Friends, viewers. Nope. Oh, it's your mute button. You must have hit it by accident. But which platform?
Unmute mic.
Yeah, there you go. So you earlier when we were speaking, you buried the lead on something that I think you should talk about, that you should divulge to our listeners and viewers.
Okay, so Tribeca Festival started a few days ago, and tonight I'm going to be on the red carpet because I'm one of the leads in a short film called Daddy's Little Meatball, and we're having the festival premiere tonight at Spring Studios down in Tribeca in New York City. It's very exciting. No, I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to wear.
We were discussing gowns earlier.
Gowns, diamonds, tiara. The tiara is definitely coming.
I think you should do it all. Just go for it.
Hi, Summer. I like to try and watch and engage on YouTube because in my experience, YouTube is the most difficult platform to get engagement and grow on. Oh, well, that's good, helpful tip to know. Yeah, thank you for letting me know that. It's interesting. I feel like all of the platforms are going through a shift right now. But anyway, so Tribeca Festival, we'll do a deep dive about Tribeca Festival because I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about it.
Thoughts and feelings.
There's a lot to discuss. Tribeca is the first major film festival that is screening a feature film that is 100% AI generated. So
that's spooky.
there's the New York Times interviewed Tilly Norwood. So it's the AI actor. Do you know about her, Tilly Norwood? She's a completely AI
I've only heard about Tilly Norwood, and I prefer to use the pronoun it for that.
Fair. Hi, Miss Molly. We found you. So everyone go engage on the YouTube for our boys. Thank you, Summer. I appreciate that. So
yeah, really, you're missing out on the best half over here. Come on.
You are. You're
pretty half.
You're not looking at the good version. Sorry to say it, but if you hit the link tree and hit that first button, Laura's here. Hey, funny mom, thanks for joining us. But Laura is here.
So everyone to get yes, Dawson's Horror.
Hi, Dawson. Okay. So this is very exciting because I just want to give you a little window into the process behind the creation of the podcast. We inevitably, as part of some conversation, one of us will say, oh, that might make a good topic for the podcast. And I think what we had decided on was, well, let me share this with you.
Hey, doll. I'm processing through our potential topic for this weekend's podcast, which is going to be live at 1 p.m. on Saturday. And it wasn't sounding fun to me, because what we came up with was, how do you process through the ups and downs? And it was sounding a bit, we're going to talk about resilience. We're going to talk about life strategies.
Okay, so that is a video that I sent to Patrick, and his response was, I think you should make a video just saying the word resilience.
Today we're discussing resilience. 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 Resilience, get over here, will you?
Get over here.
Resilience.
Oh, it's so wrong.
And then in reply, I got
resilience. Resilience. I got an A on that. That's really so wrong.
It is a miracle that we actually get any work done.
I was thinking, when I purposely don't, when I try to not have my lisp, I sound 40 times gayer than I already do. And so I was like, let me lean into it. It's Pride Month. What's the gayest word I can think of? So I came up with, resilience. And I also thought of hideous. That's a good one. And
sassafras. But do straight people even say the word hideous?
No, it's only a gay word. And
it's only a gay word, right?
Or from the 1940s movies. And then
oh my God,
only
it's
women
hideous.
saying it. And then the best one of all was, if I'm going to really gay it up for Pride, it's going to be Aperol Spritz, which I think is maybe the gayest name of a drink that ever existed. And I love it. I'm embracing it.
I say embrace the spritzes.
We're going to get letters.
We're going to get so canceled. Oh my God. I embrace
our 7 followers.
Holy cow.
But we did decide to talk about the coping mechanisms of actors, artists, and there's such a range from healthy and unique and everything all the way over to like terribly, terribly unhealthy, and you need to unhinged. And you probably
Completely
need to see
unhinged.
somebody. You need a team of people working with you right now, with
all the
letters
way
behind their names.
have you talked about your therapist with this?
I have discovered. So I was telling you that I love doing some research on this, because I was like, this reminds me. Oh yeah, that's right. I do that. I forgot. I got to go back to that. You forget.
Yeah,
One of the
I'm dying
things.
to know. Tell me what you found.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed in life in general is that, we work really hard to develop tools to use for, to strengthen us and fortify us in life. Life is hard.
Yeah.
And but then the problem is we forget to use them. Like like if we have them and we don't know when they're gonna be needed, like we haven't figured out what triggers them.
Uh-huh. Right.
So I was looking at these things. So I was looking at, okay, well, what do I do? As an actor for stress? I do PTSD breathing, which is
Wait.
also yoga breathing. It's a technique where you calm yourself, and I close my eyes. I sit down and I close my eyes, and if I can, or I stand next to something and I just lower my gaze, and you do out for 4, count for 4.
Oh, the 4.
You hold for 4. You breathe
Yep.
in through your nose all the way deeply as you can.
Oh.
For 4, you go slowly.
Yeah.
You hold for 4, and if you can, it's good to say it out loud. I mean,
I've
not
heard
out
that
loud,
called.
but like it's literally in your mind. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
I've heard that called
And
box breathing as well, because of the 4, cycle.
box breathing. Oh, it's
Yeah.
great. I mean, it'll calm you and bring you into the present, and it kind of, because you're counting and you're breathing and everything, and you're concentrating on that, it sort of does a reset. It's really good.
It hits the vagus nerve, I believe, is the point of box breathing, is that
the vagus nerve.
There's the Las Vegas nerve. There's the gayest
Vegas
city.
nerve.
There's the gayest city in America, Las Vegas.
Oh my God, the vagus nerve. That's interesting. I wonder what's like.
Yeah, the vagus nerve.
I gotta be me. I gotta be me. Come on back, folks. It's like, is it that? Try the fish.
Okay, well, I'm gonna immediately rank box breathing or PTSD breathing as healthy.
Yes, that's a healthy one. These are my healthy ones. EFT tapping. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's like you do a butterfly.
Is this what Emily Blunt is doing on?
No, that's EMDR tap. Yes, that's right. That's EFT. That's. Let me think. Which one is that? That's EFT tapping. Yeah, that's right. Yes, you do here, and then you do top of your head, and then you do, your eye and your thing, and there's a whole. You can do a narrative that goes with it, and where you think of the thing, you rate the thing that's like, oh my God, I'm so anxious, I feel like my heart's going to leap out of my chest. Okay, and then you start with a whole. You start with the karate chop thing, and you do here, and then you do here, and then here, and the whole time you're saying it, you're doing. It's just, you can use either hand. It's just, you don't have to. It's just very light. Right here. I mean, and then you do. You say, oh, this stress really, I really feel like my heart's going to pop out of it. I really feel like it a lot. You say it, you reiterate it, and then you do it again, and you say it like, people should look it up because I'm going to say it wrong.
I was going to say, like, this comes with a medical warning, but definitely look it up.
Yeah, but you can't harm yourself, actually. It
Sure.
doesn't work that way at all. It really doesn't work that way. It'll either reset you or it won't do anything, but it will do something because it really works. It really, really works. No kidding. It really is great. But Google it and look for a narrative about it, because look for somebody demonstrating it, because when you do a narrative with it, it ends up going from like 100 being the worst down quickly. And I've watched myself de-escalate from things that I thought I was going to explode in a matter of minutes, because I had somebody talking me through it.
Right. Interesting. Well, I love that one.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
that's
EMDR
also
tapping.
Healthy.
And that's the one that a lot of people do that. And then the EMDR tapping is the one where you you do a butterfly hug, and you alternate. You do alternate. This
I
triggers the
have
thing
seen
that
that.
both sides of your brain or something like that. It's all this stuff has lots of medical backing.
Research behind
It'll
it. Yeah, I
be,
mean, like,
yeah, a lot of
there's been an
actually a lot
article
of
in the
medical institutions back
yeah.
it. It's just not, it's considered fringe to a lot of other medical institutes. It just depends on. Anyway, those are my stress ones.
Excellent. You're doing
And then
great.
if I'm between jobs with no work in sight, my 3 are be social. That's my first go-to. That will help me cope with the feeling of like, oh my God, I'm never going to work again.
Right.
Get
Community.
creative. Yeah.
Oh, well, that would have been my number one. Would
Yeah.
just
My
make
number
sure that
2 is
there's
get
a
creative. It would be number 1 would be social because it's easier. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
if somebody says, hey, want to go to breakfast tomorrow? Yes. And then I'm great. I mean, I'm completely myself. I'm not like, oh, thank God I can pretend I'm not, overwhelmed by that or stressed out by something. I'm really not for the time that
Right.
I'm with friends. And the third thing, which is in that same vein, is do be of service for someone else, which sounds
That.
very
Oh my
altruistic,
God.
but it's actually really works. The only thing about that
100%,
one,
the fastest way to get out of your own shit is to help somebody through theirs.
yeah.
Like, be of service to somebody, be helpful to some way. Oh my God, that saved my life last
But
year.
that comes with a
Beautiful.
warning from me, which is
What's that?
it can also be a way to dissociate. You have to be careful about it. You have to be like, I'm doing this for, I'm really doing this for them. And I get something out of it too, because you can let yourself get completely lost in someone else's
Lots of
stuff.
stuff without dealing with your own.
Yeah, and it's so it's a way to dissociate. It goes from a healthy way to kind of cope with something and
Yeah.
stay buoyant, over to now I don't have to look at my own life because I'm too busy
Interesting.
dealing with whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I hear.
that's got to be a healthy balance, for
Yeah, that
sure.
has to. Well, yeah. Somebody's yes. I'm just gonna do a quick TikTok. You're missing out. There's visuals. There's Patrick over on the YouTube. Hit the link in my link tree to the
I
office
so
hours
wish
and
I
the
could
green room link.
reach
Come and
over
join
there.
us over here.
Or maybe it's
These are great, Patrick, and I just love that you've differentiated between what you do for stress and what you do between jobs thing. I feel
That's a
like
big
that's
one.
really
Yeah,
helpful to differentiate as to what the different
yeah,
parts of the actor journey,
yeah.
these particular things are for. What else what was there another one? Was there a
There is another one. There's on set. This one
okay.
is I think this one is really useful for people at any point in their career. The first thing is I often stay very light and try and actually just naturally keep my mind away from the story, because it kind of does it. It kind of is a way of staying present. And also, there are times when I instinctively don't want to overthink what they're setting up for. I just don't want to overthink it. I've done my homework. I know that when the moment comes, that the moment right before, I'll step into it. And so I just kind of want to healthily avoid it. Got to be over here in the world of on the set, talk to some crew, talk to the other actors, or whoever in whatever position they're in, or anything like that. The second thing I do, and this is for when there's a lot of waiting, and that's a really big bugaboo for a lot of actors on film and TV, especially film sets. It's
Yeah, I have
just
questions
a
about
lot
this.
of waiting, and it scares people because they think they're going to not be they're going to be burnt out by the time that's their time for their stuff, or they're
Right.
not going to, they're going to fall off the whatever. So what I do for that, and I I learned this on a film set in Romania, of all places. I listen to opera. I pop on my headphones and I listen to opera. I happen to love opera, but it also works for me when I paint too. And it works for me because I love the emotion of the music and the words, but I don't understand them because I don't speak the languages.
Right.
So I know what they're about in general. I know the plots. I've seen them or read them, or what synopses or whatever. But they don't distract me with English. It's the reason I don't listen to podcasts. That distracts me. I don't want to be distracted. I want to be just held in a place that's inspiring. The music inspires me and kind of keeps my creative mind, or like my non-linear mind, running like a background app until it's time to they're ready for me.
That's
And I
interesting.
learned that on a horse in the dead of summer in Romania in full armor.
Oh
And
my
there
God.
was long resets in between because they had to
my
reset all the background extras. They had to reset the smoke effects in the background. They
Right,
had to
right.
reset some mechanical things that had to happen in the scene. And we had to reset to, our starting mark and trot forward and all this stuff. It was and so there was tons of waiting, and we had mosquitoes just hitting these armor, and this was real armor. They built real armor, going clang, clang, clang,
Oh
like
no.
fucking chihuahuas. And I would be sitting there just listening to my opera. I'd take your
headphones helmet
on.
off, put your Walkman on.
Yeah. I had this helmet. It was supposed to be funny, and I had this helmet that looked like a giant chicken, sort of. Like it was this metal thing with a beak. And my friend Richard Horvitz, who was in the movie with me, comes walking up and he looks inside. He goes, "I'd like a large burger with fries and a medium." I'm like, "You asshole." Anyway, and then the third thing is I head to my trailer or a corner and I think about one aspect of the setup that we're there doing that tugs my imagination. Like if we're about to rehearse something in the theater and there's a break, I go and I think about just any little aspect of it, because I believe that it doesn't matter how small or how big, whatever your gut tugs at, it tugs at your gut. And the reason that works for me is because it triggers instinct. If you've done your work on the role and you've given it a good deal of thought and a good deal of your heart, in your discovery work, then you can really tap into it in any number of ways. And I kind of like to go with some place I've never gone. Like, why? I don't know. Like, why are we sitting inside today instead of outside on a beautiful summer day? I like to think like that because it kind of gets me into the subconscious of the author, and I find things I didn't realize that inform the whole thing.
Just focusing on a detail that you hadn't necessarily, that doesn't particularly impact the preparation that you do for the scene.
Not at all, except
allows you to stay present with it in a way that you hadn't considered before.
And also it takes me any point of access will take me to the same place, which is the bandwidth of the story. Yeah. So it'll take me right to the bandwidth of the story while I wait while they're setting up, which is again takes time. So if it's not a light-hearted thing, and I really do have to make sure I stay there, kind of mentally, emotionally, that's my way to do it. I remember learning that on the Seagull, which I was doing in LA, and I was playing Constantine, and it's the third act, and it says he has to go off and play the piano for a while. It's a very sad situation for him. He's really lost, and and at the time in rehearsal, I was really struggling with, am I still in love with Nina, or have I given up on her, or have I, I'm looking for clues here, you know what I mean? And I thought about, it says in the play, Constantine goes off and soon we hear a waltz playing on the piano. And for some reason, I can't remember, maybe somebody prompted this in me. Maybe it was Sabin, our director. I don't remember now, but I thought, why a waltz? Why a waltz? And then I looked it up, and it was like, the waltz was brand new in Russia. It was brand new, and it was considered very, almost erotic, because it was the first time men and women were actually holding on to each other in this intoxicating whirl. There wasn't a dance like there were other, there were fast dances and
but they weren't romantic
dances
in nature.
They weren't completely romantic, like dripping with romance, and also contact. Like, you're touching the small of her back and she's holding the palm of your hand, or maybe she's touching but still and I went, oh, I'm completely in love with me. I'm still holding a torch for her.
Right.
It's no accident that he wrote that. That's how it went for me. Anyway, shunk, in I went.
Right.
And it formed the whole rest of the play for me.
Yeah.
Just from some little thing like that. I didn't, my gut or something, Anyway.
These are all very healthy and admirable coping strategies, my darling. I'm where's the juicy bits?
Well, I couldn't think of any. I have.
Well, you don't mark those down in your diary because
no,
you don't.
I can tell one on myself. Here's the thing. I have a caveat, which is not for the onset ones. I'm pretty good about the onset ones.
Yeah.
But for at home, like if I'm overwhelmed or I don't think it's stress that's my big trigger. It's usually overwhelm. And that'll
100%.
usually come with like either preparing for something that I'm like, there's too many things to prepare, auditions to prepare for us, or I've got more than one job, which I love, but it also can cause me to get a little like overwhelmed. And definitely when I don't see work on the horizon, I start to get overwhelmed with all the other things in life. And here's what I'm telling on myself. I know these things work. Like I know, for instance, if you're overwhelmed, the 5 minutes a day rule is fucking fantastic. You pick one thing that's overwhelming you and you put it in the calendar. Every day I'm going to do exactly 5 minutes, no more and no less.
Right.
And the key is when the alarm goes off, you stop that task.
Right.
And that mountain turns into nothing in a week. And I don't know how it works. It's magic. Because 5-minute periods, 5-minute periods should not be able to get your taxes done or whatever. But it's like it does. It builds. My point is, I know that works. I have seen it work. It is gold every time. Do I do it? No, I wrestle with my own things that keep me from doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it when I conquer that. But like that's the thing about all this stuff. It's like, how do I get myself to do it? I mean it.
Yeah. They're not like you're talking about, good therapies that are useful, and I feel as though I can land on the good therapies after I've burned through a couple of questionable ones. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's like, I mean, well, I asked some of our listeners and viewers to share some of theirs.
Day drinking. I call a
Dave
friend
McIntyre was sharing day
minutes.
drinking. Actually, I call a friend and we spend 10 to 15 playing the "It Could Have Gone Worse" game. By the end, we agree, at least you didn't soil yourself mid-audition, or at least, etc.
That's a good one, David McIntyre. That's a fantastic one. I'm going to remember that. Could have gone worse.
It could have gone worse. I actually kind of really like. Well, I think there's a lot to unpack here. I'm going to say day drinking, questionable value there.
That's right.
But I'm going to say
unless
it's
a
fairly
Sunday,
common.
of course. I mean, that goes without saying. Unless it's a Sunday. Yeah.
I'm going to say it's not uncommon. I would say that when things have gone particularly bad, overindulging in something that isn't good for you is a common one.
It's a common one.
I will certainly admit to, God damn it, I deserve a bacon cheeseburger. You know what I mean? Like I did all this work and it came to nothing. God, fuck it. I'm going to get a bacon cheeseburger. Do you know what I'm saying?
And the magic word is Entenmann's. We have Entenmann's for 10,000, please. Yeah. I know.
But then next to hit onto, I call a friend. I mean, tapping into your community, tapping into your loved ones, tapping into that, knowing where that shoulder, that supportive shoulder
and the knowledge
is.
that you're not alone. Like there's another person right there that knows exactly what you're going through. It's really super helpful.
Super helpful. I mean, and these are the strategies that you can get in ahead of time. You can prepare for these. But then I do love this. It could have gone worse game. Like,
We're going to start playing that from now on. You and I are going to start playing that from now on.
It could have gone worse. At least you didn't soil yourself mid-audition.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had a friend who used to say, well, I didn't fart
soil himself? Oh, no.
Yeah. No, she'd say, I didn't fart in their face. If it was an audition that she was like, she would be like, well, I didn't fart in their face. And I was always like, well, that's good. Is that the bar?
Yeah.
Or, you know.
The other thing that I really support and love about this strategy that Dave is talking about here is the time limit. 10 to 15 minutes of playing this game. I say, yes, time limits are your friend. And
time limits are your friend. That's true. And they preserve your friendship, because chances are only one of you is calling with the catastrophe. The other one just knows exactly what it's like. So, nobody wants to be a therapist for too long. It is smart to do a time limit. Very smart to do a time limit.
And I pointed that out to Dave, and he replied with, the time limit was one of the greatest gifts my father gave me. He told me I had 24 hours to mope about something wrong, then put it away. Served me well as an actor and as a teacher. You'll notice there is no time limit on the day drinking.
As long as you're not day drinking while you're teaching, Dave,
that would be important. But yeah, I feel like putting a time limit on the moping is a super smart thing. And it's interesting because I feel as though if 24 hours later or 48 hours later, I'm still cogitating on whatever the catastrophe was, then I know that whatever coping mechanisms I was using are not working, and I need to dig into them again.
Right. And also there's the other thing too, for me anyway, which is like, if a big thing happened and you have to get over it, you got to move on or whatever, I'll find myself 15 years later while I'm washing the dishes having that conversation again. Oh yeah.
Oh,
well, you know what? I'll tell you what. You know what I think? That's just, how about that?
Oh my God.
I'm washing the dishes. And then I'll be like this, Patrick, are you kidding me right now?
But it's so satisfying.
It's not satisfying. It's default. It's, for me, it's not satisfying. It's just default, because, like, they're not here.
I won the argument. I mean, I'm alone and I'm doing the dishes, but I won the fucking argument.
Exactly. You won the argument with the cutlery. Again, the bar is it's pretty low. Now, do you have other ones? Did other people?
Well, this one, my dear and talented friend, Kara Makula, after a botched audition for Wicked about 10 years ago, I took a cab home, cried the whole way, and then ate an entire block of cheese.
That's a good one, Sarah.
I am going to rate taking a cab home healthy, 100% healthy. Crying the whole way, also 100% healthy. Entire block of cheese, questionable. But
I mean, it sounds like it's not a common occurrence, or she wouldn't be. It sounds like a milestone thing, like a once in a blue moon. But I will say, what kind of cheese? That's the question.
It's got to be a good one in order to get through an entire block of it.
I was gonna say, give me a Stilton, or what's that one that's like the cheddar that's really old with like the crispy sort of parts in it?
No, that's too much with the crunchy bits in it. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. But like Trader Joe's unexpected cheddar would be top of the list for me.
Look at Kara's like, you guys are missing the point, okay? We're like, stinky or sweet? What do you think? Spreadable or hard? I don't know. Let's try.
Dried fruit, fresh fruit.
Let's lay out a cheese board right now and put that to the test. Let's get
okay, on today's charcuterie platter tips.
Yeah, that's right. I did read. I remembered that a friend of mine had said he regularly quits the business. I don't know if this is still a practice of his, but he regularly would quit the business. He would say, I mean it. I'm done. I'm going to now go coach, or I'm going to now do real estate or something. And he's like, he'll tell his agents, he'll tell everybody, and everybody kind of knows, like, oh, okay, he's quitting the business again, but he means it. And sure enough, everything hits resets for him. Now that doesn't work for me, because I know I'm lying to myself.
Well, I was going to say,
I'd rather walk into the ocean than quit the business. Then quit acting. I couldn't do it. So I don't have any
too much of myself. I've invested too much of my life. I moved continents to do it. I couldn't pretend that I was just going to give it all
Even if
up.
I took the entire past and forgot it, let's say, leading up till now. I just couldn't. I don't want it. That for me, that would just be kind of like sidestepping, because I would know I was lying to myself. But my friend meant it, and several actors. I was looking it up. Several what's her face from Schitt's Creek, who played the sister. She was so good. Annie. Oh God, what's her name? Anyway, I love her, and I can't think of her name.
Yeah, that's gonna drive me crazy.
If anybody knows it. So, and she quit the business like 2 days before she got that audition. She was like,
exactly, Annie
she
Murphy.
had like, $5 in her or something in her bank account.
Annie Murphy,
she was like,
yeah.
Did Eddie Murphy? Oh,
Annie Murphy is her name.
Oh, Annie Murphy. That's right, Annie Murphy. I thought you said Eddie Murphy. I was like, did he? And like, she was so good on that show, and she only got better and better and better. It was like unbelievable how, unbelievable. So there you go, and lots of people have done that. That's a story you hear a lot of the time. So for some people, that might really be a reset.
I don't know if I could actually. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I've invested too much. And I'm also, I'm too deep in my own delusion to let it go. I am so and it's true. It's like, I am so
smile and nod. Everybody just smile and nod.
Exactly. I'm so convinced that I am really good at this. And it's going to take as long as it takes for everybody else to figure it out. You know?
Well, they have figured it out, but I know what you mean.
To give up first. Y'all have just got to catch up and figure it out.
I know what you mean. I alternate between, no, I'm really good at this. This is what I should be doing. And everybody's been lying to me all along and just didn't want to hurt my feelings. They've all been like, yes, Patrick, you're really good. Back and forth. But it depends. I have to get really at the bottom of the barrel from like lack of work or lack of exposure or lack of creative output before I get there. And then I'm like, oh, I see what's happening here. It's catching up to me at last.
Right. And I feel as though, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that if you hit one of those periods and you haven't already set in motion the new creative component, whatever that might be, this was actually an interesting aspect. One of the things I really got out of a talk that I went to at Tribeca Festival yesterday. There were two filmmakers talking, and somebody asked them about the slumps. What do you do between the jobs? And one of them, did I write down his name? Yes, I did. His name is Nardeep Kurmi, and he is
say it again.
Nardeep Kurmi, Khurmi. Yeah, and he was part of the
panel
Untold Stories cohort at Tribeca Festival last year, and he is a filmmaker. He is also an actor. He is also a writer. And Stacey Seeley was the other panelist. She's a filmmaker and inadvertently a writer. And they were talking about those slumps as being the periods when other things kick in. And Nardeep in particular would say, I take acting jobs, right, for the money, knowing that in between those jobs, I'm doing investment in my career. It's the writing, it's the creating, it's the keeping the creative ball spinning. It's like there are the jobs where I make the money, and in between are the investments in my career.
That I can see how that would work for a lot of people. That's good creative strategy. That's a good strategy. And it's also good because it's trajectory thinking. It's contextual. Like my context inside of which I work is, this is how I support myself, and this is why, or this is how, and this is to the, so that I can perpetuate this stuff. What's missing in there that I didn't hear, that I'm sure is there for Nardeep, is the creative, the creative bandwidth. Like if they're, the acting jobs are for money, and the this is how I perpetuate my career, like this is the work I do to make sure I work more. do they also mean this is the work I do to be to get what I need to say out or to do my artistic expression? And if not, that's okay too. But for me, it has to involve
I think
the
that was kind of
context.
I think that was, I took that as a given. He didn't articulate that explicitly, but I did take it as a given that creative work that he
I would think so.
does between the money jobs, the one that pay the bills jobs, is the satisfying work of creating work that you believe in, that tell your story and express yourself.
I love that. I mean, that's really, I love the idea of, believe it or not, never really thought about this, but I mean, I never really thought of this, but like the idea of in advance going, all right, what will I do structurally after this job? Like, what will this job lead me to in between the next job? Like that I can throw myself right into. A lot of times I stumble onto things like a painting. I start doing a painting or I start writing something, but I never think to make it part of the trajectory.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a tool that my friends Susan Blackwell and Laura Camion, they call it their spark file. And a spark file is a place where you keep all of the things that inspire you in some way. And it's just a way of recording, like, oh, that's inspiring to me. I'm just going to keep a note of it. I feel as though towards the end of a job, open up your spark file and go, which one of these am I going to hit the ground running with,
or even before the job, like,
or before the job is over.
What can I live into during the job? That's what I like about that concept. Is like, why not think of it before, like make it part of the, like I said, part of the track of the roller coaster. It doesn't end when the job ends. It's just now it's taking a turn. I really like that. I have a spark file. The only problem is I forgot where I put it. Yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. I forgot where I put it. Sort of. I have one. I know I do, and it's somewhere.
I go everywhere with my notebook these days. My hardcover.
Oh, I thought that was a purse for a second. I thought that was like
no. I go everywhere with my notebook these days. Friends, family, fans, and listeners and viewers, thank you so much for joining us on an episode of the Working Actor NYC. We will be right back here in 2 weeks. You can catch up on our daily lives on the Working Actor NYC weekdays at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern. Let's throw up another comment. Just wanted to say thanks. Go on, you read it.
Just wanted to say thanks for the laughs. Your podcast always brightens our day and gives us something to look forward to. Sending appreciation all the way from New Mexico. Alex and Wynn, I love you guys.
Is that Aunt Winnie?
Yeah. And
Alex, Aunt Winnie, good to hear from you.
Hi, pals. Thank you. You brighten my life. You brighten our lives. So there.
And if you want to check out more about the Working Actor NYC, find our website, theworkingactornyc.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube.
And you can watch all the past episodes or listen to them if you want on YouTube. And
on YouTube, there's all sorts of resources there for you.
Yeah.
And we will be right back here in
hopefully being a resource for you as well.
In 2 weeks, when Benjamin will not have the YouTube page open at the same time and be confused by massive amounts of echo happening.
But will have made an appearance on the red carpet at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, I can't wait to tell you all about it. I have thoughts and feelings about this whole Tribeca experience.
I'm so excited for you. I might be there as a fan, just waving.
Oh,
Benjamin, over here, Benjamin, over here.
But that happens every day. I go out of my house and there he is.
Yeah. But that's because you've set up all the cameras yourself. They push a button and they'll go flash, 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 flash. It just makes you feel good.
If I manifest it for myself, is it not true?
My friend used to put on a shower cap in the shower and she'd sing a big song, and at the end she'd tilt her head back so that the water would hit the shower cap and sound just like applause on a big note.
Whatever gets you through the day. We'll be right back here in 2 weeks.